Good evening, guys. Welcome to my tutorial, and today we are going to actually uh, step. We'll move us one step more, and we'll try to make a VBA code with the help of which we can actually save our all the attachments. Saved in a folder to our desktop, right? So before I talk about this VBA, wherein we are going to deal with the Outlook folder, and what we're actually going to do is we are going to save all the attachments one by one in the desktop, which could take hours if you do it manually. Let's say if you have 90 100 attachments in a folder, and you have this job to save those files in every email on your desktop, then just imagine how much time it is going to take. Actually, it's going to take a lot of hell of a time. So we'll try to prepare a code which, with the help of just one click, all the files, all the folders, like I'll just show you. This is my Outlook you know uh, email, and as you can see here, for example, I have in my inbox these four emails. So let's say you have 40 or maybe 400 emails, and some of those emails have these attachments. Like in this case, as you can see here, it has a access codes, and if you come here, it has a 24 cost benefit analysis, and if you come here, it has this advanced VLOOKUP, and if you check this, it has no attachment. So what we are going to do is we are going to prepare a code which would actually go in each of these mails and check that whether the attachment is there or not. And in case if it is, your VBA is going to find the attachment, it is going to be saved in a D drive or C drive, whatever the location you will give, right? So I'm sure you would be quite excited to hear this, that how actually this code can be prepared, because as I said, it can save number of hours for you. I remember that one of my colleagues in past, he had somewhere around 96 or 100 emails every day. He used to get it from the server, and then those files, he had to manually actually save them. So what he used to do is he used to open the every file, and then just click on this save as, and then further saving them on the desktop or D drive, wherever. So he used to take, I think, 2 or 2.5 an hour hours to do this task. So it's a very challenging thing, and we'll do it with the VBA. Before I start preparing the code, and I just want to actually tell you a couple of things very important. You can go to my this playlist, and on my this playlist you can actually check a couple of things over here. I have already uploaded very some very good videos how you can create the folder in the Outlook. This is a video number 62, how you can send the emails automatically. If you want to send the video this email to, let's say, 1 or 2 persons, you can directly put their name in the VB code, and with the just help of the one click you can send out those values. And then if you just go below, then recently I have uploaded a video which is, you can send emails to n number of people, maybe to 100 people, and every time you'll send the email, it will be sent in a in a new as a new step, right? It is not going to send like all the emails would be sent just like in one go. You will have an opportunity to see them. It will be displayed on, it will be flashed on your screen. If you're sending the 100 emails, so 100 emails will be drafted, and then you can watch all those 100 emails, and keep on clicking on the each of those emails, send option, and so from there those emails can be sent out, right? So uh, those were the emails. Now today we are going to take this one step ahead, and we are going to deal with this attachment, how you can actually deal with the attachment. So guys, those videos are must for you, because of the fact that first, the content which I discussed is there. I started it from the very basic level, and the second is, it is not a code which you would feel that if you're working on Excel, if you're working in an office where Microsoft Excel is there and Outlook is there, so definitely those are the codes which you would like to use in your daily life, because that generally in day-to-day life we always send the emails, we always create the folders, delete the folders, and so on, right? So this code which I'm going to prepare is, I will not actually discuss in a very detailed manner about the classes which we are going to do today, but for that you can watch all those videos. But still, since you're watching this video, I will be I will try to explain it so that you can actually understand the code. So the very first thing, whenever you work with the Excel, now this is the Excel, this is my Excel, and I have just clicked on the developer tab. For those who does not have any idea about the visual basic for application VBA, so go to the VBA, and here I have created this module by going to the insert as insert module, and this module 3 will be created. So here I'm going to write the code. So guys, whenever you deal with some external Microsoft product, and you're trying to control it from the Excel, like in this case we are dealing with the Excel and Outlook. Now both are the Excel product, so you're going to control the Outlook with the Excel. So in a way you're going to control one object from the this Excel application. So when you do that, you have to actually do couple of things. The very first thing is you need to tell Excel that, because Excel has its own VBA codes, right? So if you are going to control the Outlook, it is not going to understand the Outlook codes. So in other words, it is not going to understand the Outlook library. So from there, you go to the tool and the reference and select this Outlook 14.0. It should be checked, right? And it is showing here just exactly just below this Microsoft Office 14.0, because I have already activated it. But you need to press M, and then it will take you to the all these libraries which start with the M, and then just look out for the library which says that Microsoft Outlook 13.0 or whatever the version you have. I have a 2010, so it is showing me as 14.0. Once you get this library on, that's the location in your this Microsoft Office under Office 14. This library will be on, and so with the help of this, what you can do is you can start accessing the libraries of the Outlook, right? So let us just quickly create this sub, and we'll say that attachment save. I'm just giving this name, a name which actually can make my code understandable. So now the very first thing which you need to do is I'm going to create a this application, Outlook application, which means that my this variable will have now all the properties and the methods which Outlook application does possess, right? And similarly, the next thing which I'll write here is I'm going to write here MailItem as Outlook MailItem. Now you might be wondering that why I'm using these names. Well, you can use any name, you can use your name as well, but I'll always use these names because I have now habit of using these things, so it makes me feel more connected. However, for your understanding, we are using this Outlook.MailItem class because we are going to deal with the emails. So obviously whenever you want to send some emails or you want to access emails, this is the class which you can actually use, and you can go to the object browser, and you can even check from here that MailItem. If you press enter, then this class is available here, and this is the MailItem. So in a mail, whatever things which are written here, like you can email by putting somebody in BCC, you can attach the some attachment, and you can send out the email, and so you can add some business card, or you want to write something in the body, or you want to mark somebody in the CC. So this, whatever you do in emails, when you send out the emails, whatever the things you do, that's because in VBA they have already been described here. Their methods and the properties Microsoft has already described here. So it's a more of a kind of a blueprint, the model that how it is exactly going to work. So that's why I've used this, because obviously when we are actually going to work with the emails, I'll have to use this Outlook.MailItem. And similarly, the next thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable with the name of, let's say, FOL, and it would be my Outlook folder. Now obviously you need to tell that in which folder, from which folder you want to actually get those attachments saved on your desktop. In our case, it is the inbox. It might be the draft, it might be something else, it might be some folder which is created within this under this inbox. That's not the problem, right? So this is why we are using this Outlook folder, because we need to tell VBA that where we have our emails with attachments stored. So that's the folder which I'm going to discuss here. Then next thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a variable called atmt, which is attachment, as outlook dot attachment. So this is again now a class outlook dot attachment. So dot attachment, this is a class which will help us in dealing with emails which has attachments. Now attachments could be anything. It could be a text file, it could be Excel file. In my case they are all Excel files, so that's why we are going to use this all the libraries. Now one thing which is very important you need to remember, whenever you deal with the folders, you have to define a class which is called the outlook dot namespace. So outlook namespace, it's a class which you can say that opens the gate for you to access all Outlook folders. So when you want to access the folder, now obviously we have created a folder here, but how does VBA would come to know that what exactly is the folder you're going to access? In order to do that, you need to define this. So outlook dot namespace and outlook dot folder will set up a relationship between them, right? We'll tell the VBA that outlook folder is going to be retrieved by using the method or the property of this class, which is the outlook namespace, right? All right, so I think these are these are enough for us, and let's move ahead. And now let us set these objects. Now whenever you declare the objects, you're dealing with the objects, right? Outlook is object, so you need to use this set word. So I'll say that new outlook dot application. This will open the executable file in the backend. In case if your Outlook is not open, this will be responsible for that. This word is very important. And yes, this is the method which we are doing it. This is called the early binding. Now there is another method or methodology, which we say that late binding, right? I'm not going to discuss that. Late binding and early binding both are different things, but the purpose remains same. Early binding we use when we are very much sure that the other person is also going to use the Outlook with the same version, and in case if it is not, you're not sure, then you need to tell that person that when he's going to use this code, he has to have this Outlook 14.0 object library or whatever the Outlook he has installed, whether it's 2007 or 2000, the latest I think is 2013. It has to be on from here, right? So this is called the early binding, where we exactly declare first that this is the application we are going to use. However, in the late binding, you're not sure, you're not sure what exactly the version the person is going to use, and it really not bothers you. You don't have to tell him that he has to on this library. So that code will work automatically, that code will find automatically, so there we create the objects. So anyways, that was just a brief explanation for you. I'll upload some videos on that late binding, but for now we are actually will stick to this early binding only, and this is how we are going to prepare our code. Now the next thing which you're going to do is, since I'm going to deal with the emails, because I have to access all these emails one by one, and then under these emails I have to go into their attachments as well, right? So that's why I'm going to declare this, the next line, which is set my MailItem equals to my outlook dot create item. So which item? I want to create this MailItem. So this line is actually used So let's now move to the own namespace variable. So I'm going to define this, and if I want to access all the folders, this is how I actually, this is the line which I write. that olook dot create item and my uh, get namespace, and this is going to be my MIPI. If you are looking for some more information on this code, then definitely go and watch my previous videos, you'll come to know, right? This is the mapping we use so that we can access all the folders. And how we can access the folders, this will happen in this line. So I'll say onamespace dot get default folder, and the folder would be, so these are all your folders. So I'll say inbox, go to my inbox. So guys, please understand these two very important lines. The very first line which I have declared is I have said that, you know, this is you need to get into my this Outlook application and get me this MAPI, which is a class, you know, which actually helps me in getting all the folders. And this is how, as you can see here, the next line I said it, my folder, go to this, you know, o namespace and get me the default folder, and this is the folder I have selected. So you can choose the other folder as well in case if your items are, you know, laying there. For me, as you saw earlier, it is actually the inbox folder, so I'm going to select this folder, right? So MAPI, it actually stands for I think messaging application protocol interface. I'm not sure about it. Maybe we can check this, just in case, you know, if you would like to know. I just don't remember the exact full form of this. So let's go to the current project and let's see where we have this MAPI. So yeah, it's messaging application protocol interface, right? So that's what I have written here, and let me just check once again. Yeah, messaging application protocol interface. So exactly this is what it actually does. It allows you to access all the folders, as you can see here, by declaring this MAPI. If I'm not going to declare this MAPI, if I'm not going to write this line, right, now what will happen is when you are going to actually make this code, like now I'm going to make this code, and now if you run this code, let's say I'm going to press F8, object variable, or you know, with block variables are not set, so it is actually going to generate a error for you, right? Because it is not going to find this folder for you, so you need to have this option on. Now if I press again F8, let us see if we are getting the error or not. Now you see that I have not got any error, right? The program got executed. So this is how you know, this MAPI is actually responsible for this. Now the next line which we are going to do is we are going to run the two loops. I think everything is set up now. The only thing which we need to now do is we need to run a loop. So how we gonna run the loop? See, we have got the folder. In this folder now we have to tell the Excel that first we have to tell the Excel, the VBA, that you have to go to each mail, you know, which is inside this inbox, and then afterwards when you access, you know, each mail one by one, you have to actually open it and check whether it has some attachment or not. And if the attachment is there, you want to save that in your folder by that name, right? So we'll have the two loops actually over here. First we'll prepare a loop which should be responsible to keep on, you know, moving this step by step, so that we whatever the number of emails we have here, it could be 90, 100, or maybe, you know, 200, 300 emails. Every time this loop keeps on moving to the next email, right? So for that we'll write here that for each mail item, because we are going to deal with the mail, so this mail item, o mail item, this is my variable, this is my email. We'll say that for each o mail item in my folder, which is, you know, that the inbox folder, as you can see here, we have declared it the inbox folder. So I'll say that items, and next, this is how we write. I have uploaded couple of videos on the for each, not talking about the this particular case, but otherwise also when you deal within the Excel, not with some another external object, like in this case we are dealing with the Outlook, how you can use this for each. It's a very useful loop, so you can watch those all, I think 4-5 videos over there so far. So in this case what it will do is it will be responsible for going to every email one by one for each MailItem. MailItem, that's my MailItem is a this I have created that item. So this MailItem is actually to deal with emails. So in other words, in a layman, I am saying that for each email, in all the emails which comes within this folder, and this folder is, as you know, that this is my inbox folder. Now thereafter what you need to do, once you this is for the uh, outer portion, that we will have to run this loop one by one on every email. But whenever you are on the first email, before going to the second email, you have to tell VBA that you need to check the attachment as well. So what we are going to do is we are again use another loop which would say that for each ATMT, which is my attachment, as I have declared here, as you can see here, that for team attachment in outlook dot attachment, right? So for each attachment in my omail item dot attachment, right? And next. Now I know this may look little tough, or this may look little like going over the head for you, but just hang on there, because we are yet to prepare this code, and then you'll be able to understand this code, right? So what we are exactly now this code will be doing is, first it'll the moment your this will loop will run, obviously you will be on some email, and then in that email, if you want to check whether that has any attachment, this is the code which is going to run, right? So if it has the attachment, then what you want to do is you want to get maybe a message box, let's say. So I want to, let's say, get the message box of that file, right? And thereafter, after getting the message, I would like to save it somewhere. So maybe you can say that I'm gonna save this attachment file name, save as file. This is the now method, as I was telling you. When you use the dot operator, these are the classes with the envelope class, sorry, not the classes, but these are the properties, and these are the methods with a rectangular box just tilted with these hyphen signs, and this is a hand with envelope. These are called the properties. So what is the difference between the property and method? Method actually does some action, methods do action, whereas the property only tells you that how the object appears. For example, how to add a sheet, how to delete a sheet, these are called the methods. But if a sheet is let's say, if the sheet tab color is yellow, if the sheet tab color is black, that is called the sheets property, right? So what we are now going to do is we want to do some action, we want to save the file, the attachment. So obviously we are actually going to use this method, save as file. So where do you want to save it? Well, I want to save it, let's say, in D drive. Okay, and then in D drive, so with what name exactly you want to save? So you can say here that I want to save it there with attachment file name, whatever the file name it has, right? Alright, so now let's try to run this code, and we'll see that what exactly we are going to get. Let me just close this, and let me show you all the attachments access codes. It has advanced VLOOKUP, it has 24 cost, and it has nothing, right? So ideally in my D drive I should get 3 attachments. So let's begin this code step by step. Alright, so we just begin. Now you can see here that it is saying next. Now it has again go to this attachment, it says nothing. Alright, so we'll come to this. Now this attachment, you can see here that it is saying that 24 cost benefit analysis, which I was just telling you there. So it has found this attachment. Now this attachment, the message box would come. Perfect. Now this attachment would be saved where? In this D drive with this name. So it is going to save again next. Now after this next, it will go again, go to the outer loop. So for this next, it will push it to the next email. Now here you see right now the attachment is nothing. The moment I press F8, it will give me the second attachment, access code. So you remember, guys? So that's my message box. It is again now going to be saved. Now this time again, this is my the third attachment, and next and enter, because I didn't have the fourth attachment, right? So let's go to the D drive and let us find if we have got these email attachments over there. Right, perfect. So these are the files which are actually stored there. Wonderful, right? As you can see here. So maybe I can delete them, and I can just do this stuff from here. So let's run this code again. All right, let me just not put this message box now, we don't require it. I just wanted to show you side by side. So as you can see here, now this attachment is already saved here. Now let's run this again, and you can see here that the access code is also saved here, and again the last one is advanced VLOOKUP, right? So this is how, guys, you can create this code, and you can definitely create a button over here. Maybe you can go to the insert shapes and just use this, and go to right click on it and assign macro, and in my this workbook, I think this was the name of my macro, attachment underscore save. So let's verify that again. Yeah, that's the ID. So now you keep on clicking this, and it keep on saving all your files on your D drive. And just imagine if you have 100 files, and 100 files, you're saving it manually, how much time it is going to take. And it's not about the time, but it's about the frustration, right? So you can prepare this code, and you can show it to your boss or team, and you can make their life very easy, and I'm sure you will definitely be liked for this video, right? So that's it for now, guys, and just do subscribe to my this channel in case if you're looking for some more learning. And this is my 90 it's my 92th video, and so watch out for all the rest of the videos as well. Go to my playlist, there you'll see a lot of stuff. For example, if you go to my playlist, you'll see here Excel VBA all in one go, VBA videos, dashboard making. I have recently launched this series.